Hello everyone, this is Tim Gillick at Columbia 300. I'm excited to be back at Sherman Bowling Center today here in Muskegon, Michigan. We're going to be looking at some new pro performance products, specifically the Columbia 300 Rally. We're going to have a lot of testers, a lot of shots being thrown today. We're going to get a really good look at how this is going to perform for you and for your style. So our first tester is going to be Mike Dole. Mike is an elite amateur player. You're going to see him throw a couple shots here, then we'll kind of get together and talk about what he saw in the ball motion. Mike, why don't you fire away?
Perfect.
Wow, Mike, those are some great shots. Thanks for throwing a couple shots here for us today. What did you see out in the lane?
A lot of strong early mid-lane roll, especially with a guy like my ball speed. Something like this is really good on the fresh because it picks up in the right spot and blends out the end of the pattern. I don't try and shape it too much down lane. So.
Yeah, I'm not really surprised you see a lot of that strong mid-lane roll. Actually, the core shape inside this one is the same shifter core that was in the Speed Series. So a really, really strong piece. It gets going really, really heavily in the mid lane.
Makes sense.
And then we also, since the Speed was such a great heavy oil ball, we took that same additive package from that cover, that Formula One hybrid cover, popped it into the HK22 base, gave you a little bit more shape down lane, and as well we added the Cohesion additive to that formula as well. So they're going to get a really, really strong cover to go with that really, really strong core.
Yeah, that makes sense. The speed for me was really good up the lane, but because of how big and tumbly it was, like you couldn't really open the lane up where you could see like this one wants to try and hook more down lane than the original Speed did for me.
And that's exactly what we were going for. We just wanted to have a big ball in the Columbia 300 line, but we didn't want it to kind of use it all in the front. We wanted to kind of use it all the way throughout the whole lane.
Makes sense.
So, Mike, thank you very much. All right, so now we're going to bring in our next tester. We have Ethan Vanderslick. He's a high rev player from Davenport University. Ethan, thanks for coming down today. We're going to have you throw the new Rally, see kind of what this strong ball, strong cover, strong core does with your strong physical game. So we're going to have it out here on lane 43, get him some shots thrown, and kind of we'll talk after he throws a couple shots to see what he felt the ball did.
Perfect. Do it. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Do it.
Ethan, thanks for throwing those shots for us. Obviously a lot of power, a lot of hook, a lot of drive into the pins. You're slinging lumber pretty easily there. Kind of tell us what you saw as the ball was going on the lane, what your brain or your mind was telling you as a collegiate player, how you look at the ball motion.
So I really like the ball motion on this one. It reads the fronts really well. I don't have to force it or make it do anything. And then it likes to see it in the mids instead of the back ends. So just playing with surface is going to get it through the pins really well.
Yeah, and definitely bowling on tougher patterns, bowling in collegiate events like yourself, or if you bowl competitive tournaments as you grow out of college, you need balls to kind of blend the lane and give you readability out of it. So, reading the front, reading the mid lane, that's how you achieve that. So I'm glad to kind of see that's what you noticed out of this one. I feel like this is going to fit your game pretty well. Kind of where do you feel like it's going to fall in your line as far as like what you bring around to tournaments?
I'm going to say it's the top part of my bag. It's going to be above the Super CUDA Power Core.
Okay.
And then kind of near my Effect Tour, just in that zone.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So we're going to have our next tester come in here and we'll get him on the lanes and get some shots thrown. Oh yeah. All right, so now we're going to get our next tester. We have another left-hander coming in. We have Sydney Hollinger, who's a medium speed, medium rev lefty. So we're going to get her out in the lanes. We're going to have you throw some shots with the new Columbia 300 Rally and see how it works for your style.
Awesome.
Yeah, there you go, Sydney. So that was a great shot there. And looking from the side, it definitely looked like that rally fit your style really, really well. Kind of tell me what you felt as you were throwing the ball, kind of how you saw the ball going in the lane, what you saw it doing.
Yeah, so I think it's got some earlier motion than some of the other pieces I've thrown recently. The Atlas hybrid I had, which is a little bit lengthier, I think this piece starts up a little bit sooner and gets into a roll a little bit heavier.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the idea behind this one is to be that strongest ball in that Columbia 300 line. So with that strong cover, with that strong core, it's definitely meant for those higher end or the top of your bag kind of spots. So thanks, I'm glad you were able to kind of see what we wanted the ball to do. And I'm glad it worked out. Thanks for coming down.
Yep, thanks for having me.
All right, so we're gonna take another look at the new Rally. This time we have Megan Redmond coming in. She is a two-handed collegiate player. So we're gonna get her out in the lanes. We're gonna watch her throw the new Rally. We have your Rally set up for more of a control layout.
Okay.
Being a two-handed player, you're gonna have a lot of power with your release anyway.
Yep.
And especially bowling in college tournaments, we give you something that's gonna make it a little bit easier for you to control and see what the ball's doing every time.
Okay.
So we're gonna get you out here, see what this new piece does for you.
Okay.
Yeah, so very nice there, Megan.
Thank
Good
you.
shot. So obviously we see a lot of control out of this one for you.
Yeah.
Tell me kind of what you saw out there, where you feel like it'll fit in your college
man.
arsenal.
All right, so definitely controls the pocket very well. If I miss right, sort of checks up but locks up. If I miss left, locks up. Looks pretty good for me in my game, personally, because I like to control the pocket a lot.
Right, and that's kind of why we went with that setup for you.
Yeah, exactly. So, I don't know, probably second ball, third ball maybe. Just a little bit slower than like my one ball, but I don't know, I like it.
I know you were a big fan of the Super Cuda.
Yes, very.
I know that was like your favorite ball that you kind of threw all the time.
Yes.
Where do you feel like this one fits compared to that one?
I think the Cuda is a little bit stronger on the back end for me
Okay.
than this one. So maybe if I started with the Cuda, if that was either too much, I could go to this. So that could be an option.
Yeah, and the
for
idea
me.
of this one for you and your style was to be that control ball. It's
Yep.
not how we have it set up. It's not going to be that strongest ball
Yeah,
for you.
I agree.
You know, two-handers typically like symmetrical balls just because they're going to give you a little
Yeah.
bit more continuation typically.
Yep.
So having this one being asymmetrical, we kind of set it up so that way it would just be different than the other stuff you
Yeah.
have. So I'm glad it kind of worked out. And if you
Yeah.
want to throw some more shots, go ahead.
All right,
Do you
thank
want to
you.
get one more? last tester today is going to be Lauren Lovett. Lauren, why don't you come on in? Lauren is a speed dominant, firm ball speed, needs a lower rev rate. So we're going to see how this strong piece works for you. I know typically you like to play the lanes a little more up and at them based on your style, and you've liked some of the really, really strong balls in the past. So hopefully this one kind of matches up to you as well. There you go. Very nice shot there, Lauren.
Thank you.
So thanks for throwing some shots today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Obviously, the Rally is meant to be that stronger, super high-end, top of your bag kind of ball. How did you feel like it fit your style, or did you feel like it kind of fit in that spot?
Definitely, yeah. One of the stronger balls, especially being a hybrid, that I've thrown by Columbia so far.
Yeah, it's definitely having that shifter core from that original speed. Definitely gets it rolling, gets it digging in, gets it going in the mid lane, and then having that HK22C Formula 1 hybrid cover helps it traction where the core is trying to work, but also give you a lot more hook down lane and shape into the pin. So I'm glad this is coming into the Columbia 300 line. It's going to be a great piece for a lot of styles. As you saw, a bunch of different styles. So this one today with some great success. If you are looking for more information on any of the Columbia 300 products, check us out at columbia300.com, as well as on our social media channels, and we'll see you next time.